All right, welcome back to the shop. It's the beginning of another week. What is this? Getting close to the end of September. I believe it's the 29th. Anyway, I got that door all kind of painted up. It's as flat as I care to have it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, what I want to paint on that door is something a little different. And here is what I've got in mind. That, of course, is a picture of a Manx Norton. I drew this, I think it says the date on there somewhere. I can't see it, but around 2010. I did that on the computer with Microsoft Paint, just because people used to say, well, you can't do anything with Microsoft Paint. And I said, yeah, you can do a lot of nice stuff with Microsoft Paint if you take your time. So anyway, this is one of the pictures I did with Microsoft Paint. So I want to do this on the door over there. Now, what I used to do when I was doing big pictures like this was I would graph that out in small graph and graph the door in larger graph and draw the picture in that way. But an old buddy of mine has lent me this projector. Now I have to turn off all the lights to do this, but all I got to do is set that projector on top of the picture, turn it on, and it will cast a picture of that on the door. So I will just turn the lights off. I'm going to have to black out those windows in the door as well so I get a better projection. But I'm just going to turn it on and see if you can see if the camera will see it or not. Yeah, there you go. So I know where that picture needs to be on the door. I've only got half a picture right now, so I'm going to have to move the camera over to get the back part of the bike on there. But anyway, I will start tracing around that picture there after I black those windows out, and I'll show you what I've got after I do that. Okay, so I have some garbage bags stuffed in those garage windows. That makes the projected image a whole lot clearer. So what I'm going to do is just trace around the edge. By the way, that wheel there is the same size as a 19-inch tire, so the bike will be in 1-to-1 proportion when it's on the wall. So I'm just going to take this water-based marker, and I'm using this because I'm going to be using water-based acrylic paints to do this with, and the marker will just blend in with the paints. It won't bleed through like magic marker would. So I'm just going to use that little marker and start tracing around the outside edges of all this stuff. There's no hurry, I can take my time. Around there. Fenders. Anyway, you get the general idea. Just finish tracing this fender out, and then I'll turn off the light, and you'll be able to see it, or I'll turn on the light and you'll be able to see it. So light's on there. You can see the shape of the fenders there. So I'm going to carry on doing that, and I'll just keep doing it. Then I'll move it over to the back half of the bike, and it'll be ready for me to start painting once I've got the image drawn on the door. So stand by to stand by. Okay, I think that's the front half done. Just get the light back on. See if I missed anything important. Well, that's pretty good. The projector's not going up in this part, so I'll just draw that on later. But yeah, this looks like I didn't miss anything. Maybe the red stripe and the tank. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, I missed the red stripe, so I'll just grab my little marker and Get that red stripe in, and then I'll move the projector to the back half and see what we can do with that. Okay, so I've moved the camera over to the back half of the picture. If I had a smaller picture, I could have done it in one shot, but where the picture is bigger and the projector doesn't quite fit it, I'll have to do half at a time. So anyway, I've moved things around a little bit, lined up everything as best I can. So I'm going to go. Lights off. And get back into and tracing the other side there. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Okay, so I've traced out the back end of the bike on the door. So turn the lights on, I guess, and see if I've missed anything. Doesn't look like I've missed anything important anyway. Okay, and if I have missed anything, I can always just fill it in as I go. Speaking of filling in, I'm going to get this in here. So I believe I'll just take the picture and draw that in myself. So that's off to a good start. Well, while I was in there inside the garage here tracing this out, I heard a vehicle come up the driveway, and look what came from my Yamaha. It's that rear fender I needed to replace after doing the tail light and all that stuff. And gee, I haven't even cleaned this up yet, and it's already better looking than the one I've got on there. And I got curious, measured the distance between the mounts and the tip of the fender compared to the old one. These ones for the earlier XS's here are actually 3 inches longer than the ones for the specials, so there is quite a difference in them. So yeah, I'll get that on the bike after I'm, done doing this drawing and that sort of thing. And, but anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. All right. Here we go. I have to turn my head around like that. Anyway, I'm going to start painting this happy little tire in my world here. So pretty simple palette right now. It's white and black, various shades. I'm going to start making gray. And I'm just going to, like I said, this is acrylic paint, so I'm just using water as a thinner here. I'm gonna have to go to the art store too, because I think I'm probably gonna have to buy some more paint. But anyway, I'm gonna start by laying on some paint. The beautiful thing about working with a big picture like this is you do not have to be too fussy, because perfection doesn't really enter into the equation. And besides, with artwork, you're always supposed to stand back a few feet to look at it, and to see this whole picture, you're going to need to stand back. So, start off with just that kind of a dark gray color, but then I'll go in with black and some lighter grays and get the highlights and the shadows in that tire. So. And you don't want to watch that, so I'll just leave myself work here and show you what I've got when I'm done. Well, there's a start. That's good enough for now anyway, but I can improve things as I go. So I'm happy with the front tire and the fender so far, at least. But like I say, I can touch that up as I go. And I'll just keep you posted. Well, there's the front end. Pretty simple palette, just black and white so far, various shades of gray. There will be a little red in there, but not a lot of other colors in there. But anyway, it's come along pretty good. I haven't got the cables in yet or anything like that, but so far, so good. Let's keep going. Okay, I think I'm going to start doing the tank next, but one of my kids suggested that I might want to do this with the camera set up on, you know, that speed motion or whatever. So, yeah, I'll give that a try anyway. See if I can figure out how that works, and then I'll have to try to figure out how to put some kind of music on there that YouTube isn't going to squawk about. But anyway, we'll see if I can figure this going fast thing out. Well, that was interesting. Let's put her in go fast again and do a little bit more. Well, there. That doesn't look so bad. I finally got into using some color. I got a little bit of red in there anyway. There is, I don't know if you can pick it up with the camera, I did put a little bit of yellow in with the gray down there on that engine case. Everyone I've ever seen almost always had that greenish gray color. I don't know if they used magnesium for the castings or whether they were just dirty aluminum. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it would look better with that greenish kind of gray to it. So anyway, that tank doesn't look too bad. I might have to do a little bit more blending here and there on it, but I'll wait till after the colors dry. But you know, from a few feet away, it looks very much like the picture that I'm working from. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So let me think. You know what? I think I'm gonna call it enough for this particular little video. I don't know how long the whole thing is going to be when it's put together, and I don't like making them too long. So tune in next week, see how this goes. I've had a lot of other ideas as far as this whole door goes. Like originally I was thinking do the bike and maybe do a Norton logo up on there, and maybe throw in a Triumph or BSA here and there or something. But then I got to thinking that I could make a whole scenery out of this, like have the garage floor carry on into the picture, and then the door open further on a nice autumn day with some colored leaves or something. I don't know. I could go all Bob Ross on it if I wanted to, or I might just leave it like this with the Norton logo on the door. It would be a kind of a shame to do all that work to something that wasn't going to last forever, you know. So, anyway, I can take lots of pictures of it when I'm done, and it lasts that way. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Tune in next week. We'll carry on with this, see what else I can get done on it. So thanks for watching, and be good to each other. We'll see you next time.